Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Nazir Jarmaju. Welcome to the first ever edition of Football Analysis in English right here on Kuro TV. We are going to be doing this on a consistent basis or maybe on a part-time basis, I think, on this channel because I'm just trying to create what I'm just trying to create a side hustle for myself on this page. So from time to time, we are going to be taking a look at football and stuff, and we are going to be analyzing it in English. But we are going to keep our house apart also continuously going. That is going to be untouchable. We are still going to continue as usual, but this is just going to be a part-time stuff for me where I'll just talk about football in English, look at stuff in English, analyze it, and then just in brief. And we see what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks before the end of the season. So today, we are going to look at the Premier League running. What is happening in the English Premier League? The top of the table, as we know, the title race is there and clubs are there fighting each other, making sure that at the end of the day, one of them rescue the title. We've got Arsenal, we've got Liverpool, and then we've got Manchester City. Both of them. We'll look at their games. That is the running. Just as the Premier League, give it a name at the start after the international break. Yes, we are going to look at that and see what it is that is going to happen at the top of the table, and somehow we'll look at the top four race too and see what Manchester United, Tottenham Hotspur, as well as Aston Villa have on paper before they get to play their games. And by the end of the season, that is a May ending, we'll know who is going to make it into the Champions League and we will know who is going to leave the Premier League. So we start by looking at the games at the top of the league. We've got Liverpool right on top of the pile after capitalizing on that Manchester City and Arsenal draw, and Arsenal are sitting second, and then we've got Manchester City, who are the defending champions, sitting third in the Premier League. So Liverpool have got a set of games that I think are going to be crucial, and they are going to be tough. Liverpool have got to play Sheffield United this coming weekend, and then they play Manchester United, Crystal Palace away from home, Fulham away from home too. They play Everton in the Merseyside Derby. They play West Ham United, Tottenham Hotspur, Aston Villa away from home, as well as Wolverhampton Wanderers. These are a set of games that you look at as Jurgen Klopp will look at them and say, wow, Liverpool have got some tough games coming their way, because playing against Manchester United is never going to be easy. At all, we all know playing against Manchester United is going to be difficult. The rivalry is there, whenever they play against each other. And having it at the back of their mind, Liverpool, that Manchester United defeated them in the FA Cup. They ended their dreams for a quadruple, if I'm mistaken. So they will say maybe it is time for them to go out for a revenge. Playing against Manchester United is going to be crucial in this one. It's going to be tricky. And United will have it at the back of their mind. We cannot let Liverpool go ahead and win the Premier League. Let's throw some spanner into their works and see at the end of the day what is going to happen. So we will get to see how these games will pan out. But I will just be picking 3 games out of these 9 games that Liverpool have got. Playing against Manchester United is always going to be tricky for Liverpool. Playing against Tottenham Hotspur at this kind of stage too is going to be tricky for Jurgen Klopp and his boys. And then they've got to play Aston Villa too, if I'm mistaken. And then there is the Merseyside Derby against Everton. Everton, no matter how they struggle, no matter whatever it is that is happening at their club, they make sure they give Liverpool a very tough time when they play against them. So I think Liverpool, these games will be the ones that maybe might decide their fate as they move to clinch the Premier League title, the final title that Jurgen Klopp will hope that at the end of the day he walks out the door with it. So these games, I think Liverpool should make sure they get something out of this. These teams, all of them, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Manchester City, all of them are going to drop points. But at the end of the day, the team that has, dropped the smallest number of points will be the one that will escape with the title. And Manchester City will be relying on this kind of games against Manchester United, against Tottenham Hotspur, against Aston Villa, against Everton in the Merseyside Derby. City will definitely rely on this kind of games to make sure that whenever Liverpool drop points, they capitalize, pick up the points, and go ahead and see how they can close the gap between them and Liverpool. And Arsenal do have got a tricky, set of games coming their way. It's going to be difficult. For us, the fans that we don't care, it's going to be fruitful, but for them, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be tough. They have to play their best possible football, intensity, tenacity, everything. Play the best that they can, grind out results. It's going to be difficult though. Very, very difficult. It's never going to be easy for anybody in this kind of stage in the Premier League, especially right now that it is a 3-horse race. Somehow you might say Aston Villa are part of it because they are just 8 points of Manchester City. Agreed, but when the big boys talk, nobody can respond. Only the big ones can respond to them. Yes, I think that is what is happening in the Premier League right now. So for Arsenal, who are sitting second right now, Mikel Arteta and his boys, they've got to play Luton Town and Brighton, Aston Villa, Wolves, Chelsea, Tottenham Hotspur, AFC Bournemouth, as well as Manchester United and Everton too. They've got games too. They've got games. Two London derbies against Chelsea and against Tottenham, and then they've got to play Manchester United. For Manchester United, it is a different case whenever they come to play against Arsenal, because all of them will tell you whoever is going to beat them should beat them, but not Manchester United. They will even let Chelsea beat them and they'll let it slide, but not Manchester United, because the rivalry has been intense over the course of the years between them, and the rivalry has been fantastic. It's enjoyable when you look at the way they get to argue, sometimes in the viewing center and so many places. So this is going to be some set of games that will definitely give Arsenal headache, because playing against Tottenham Hotspur at this period of time, Tottenham wants to be in the top four or maybe top five at the end of the season, because they want to qualify for the Champions League. They've also got something at stake when it comes to the Premier League at the end of the season, what they'll pick up and see how they have improved from last season and going into next season. So Tottenham will definitely give Arsenal a tough time. The derby is going to be difficult, just like we saw at the start of the season where they played against each other. The first round of fixtures, yeah, it ended in a draw. I think in 2-2 draw, entertaining draw. And then playing against Chelsea too. Chelsea, no matter how they struggle to, they always find their way in these kind of games. And playing against Arsenal will definitely give them some motivation going forward to make sure that they also throw some spanner into the works of Arsenal and see what is going to happen at the end of the season. Manchester United is the game that I even fear the most for Arsenal, to be honest with you. I fear that game the most because Manchester United against Arsenal. Arsenal have been playing that sexy brand of football, that entertaining brand of football. They've been exciting, they've been entertaining. And Manchester United this season, they're the strugglers. Although in 2024 they've been fighting fire with fire, they have improved. They have won a couple of games, and they have put up a very good run, from the start of the season to now, excluding that Brentford game and that thrashing against Manchester City. Take those two games out, and you see that Manchester United are looking good in 2024, but played against Arsenal. This game, United have got to decide so many things for Manchester City. They have to play Liverpool. They have to play Arsenal too. So those games, if they get to disorganize something for Manchester City, at the end of the day, they will be the biggest benefiters. Because if they get to make Liverpool drop points and get to make Arsenal drop points, City will be in a good place. Definitely, City will be in a good place. So let's look at Manchester City games, since we've looked at these two teams. Talking about Arsenal and Tottenham, right? Talking about Arsenal Talking about Arsenal and Liverpool right now, Manchester City have got some excellent games that will be coming their way. They've got Aston Villa too, they've got Crystal Palace, and they've got Luton Town and Brighton, Nottingham Forest, they've got Wolves away from home, and they've got to play Fulham as well as West Ham United and Tottenham Hotspur. Just look at the set of games for Manchester City. I think the title for them, can I say, is in front of them on a silver platter, because these games, although they are sitting third in the league table and 3 points behind Liverpool, 2 points behind Arsenal, that puts them in a very difficult situation. They have to rely on results elsewhere. There are two teams in front of them. They have to rely on results in two different games for them to go top of the league. But this kind of games, if I were Pep Guardiola, I would just be licking my lips. Although City have not been the City that we know compared to last season at this point in time and the previous one at this point in time. This has been the weakest Manchester City, can I say, arguably the weakest Manchester City over the course of the years, especially under Pep Guardiola. Yes, but this kind of games, they should be winning. They're playing against the likes of Fulham, Brighton, Wolves, all of them. The only tricky game they've got in this set of games is just Tottenham Hotspur. Yes, because they always struggle to beat Tottenham Hotspur. In the Premier League, they've not beaten Tottenham Hotspur under Pep Guardiola away from home. They have not even scored a goal in the Premier League away from home. The only goal they've scored against Tottenham is just a goal in the FA Cup. That is this season, where I think Bernardo Silva with Jack Grealish, one of them, came off the bench to score the goal, and City won the game by a goal to nil. I think that's the only goal that you can see and say, yes, Pep Guardiola City have scored away from home against Tottenham Hotspur. But these games, I think City on paper have got a big chance of winning this league, because it's only Tottenham Hotspur they have to focus on to make sure that it's a bit tricky, that you say, yes, they'll have some headache beating them. But apart from that, they should get every single point that is coming their way. I think Pep Guardiola shouldn't be worrying about, the only thing that they should be worrying is in the Champions League. They've got to play Real Madrid. Real Madrid playing against them in the Champions League is almost always difficult, and they've got to play Chelsea in the FA Cup, which somehow you might see City have got a big chance on that one. But playing in the league, that is where their main focus is. Although they've won the league so many times, they want to win it for the third time in a row. At least you can see maybe they should allow all of these teams to come in. But wait to see what happens. And then the top four is Aston Villa are there, Manchester United too, as well as Tottenham Hotspur. Somehow the fifth place also might be available when it comes to the Champions League next season. But wait to see what happens. In the next couple of days, we'll get to look at this top four race too and see what is going to happen, because the top four race is a bit, how can I even put it, a bit bulky. Because if you have to look at it, the point difference between Manchester United, who are sixth, and Chelsea, who are 11th, is just 8 points. So everybody have got a chance from 11 to 8. You can say yes, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. All of them have got a chance of playing the Champions League next season. But we'll to see what happens. We'll get to look at it in the next couple of days, yes. And even tomorrow or in the next couple of days before the La Liga returns, we'll get to look at the Spanish La Liga too and see what it is that is going there. Can Real Madrid, can they get it over the line? Can Barcelona put some, pressure on Real Madrid towards the end of the season? Right now, we'll get to look at this Real Madrid Barcelona, fight in the La Liga and see what is going to happen in the next couple of days. Don't forget, you can still subscribe on this channel and continue following from time to time. We'll get to analyze football in English and give you updates on what is happening. But our house section remains intact. Yes, don't be scared. We'll still be here. Thank you.